attempted to topple a statue of Andrew Jackson that's in Lafayette Park, which is right across the street from the White House. Once again, because these clowns have been allowed to roam free, because the DC police and the DC government is failing to do their basic job, we have a situation where we have radical insurrectionists attempting to tear down a statue right across the street from the White House. They graffitied the St. John's Church again, going and putting essentially their mark on it. I mean, to put this in perspective, the reason they graffiti stuff, it's like a dog marking its territory by peeing on it. They graffiti it because they're marking their territory. Now, they attempted to set up an autonomous zone, and they were driven out of that area by simple police presence because they hadn't mobilized enough people to put up barriers and the like. But this is a real threat. And the fact that the DC government continues to fail to meet this threat in a timely manner is almost beyond comprehension. In fact, it goes to the very heart of whether the DC government deserves the right to exist. Remember, DC, District of Columbia, is a federal district. It is not part of a state. And the DC government got something called home rule back in the 70s, which allowed for them to vote for local officials. However, their basic responsibility remains the same, and that is to protect the federal government. That is the basic rationale for having a federal zone, beyond the fact that the founders didn't want the people who were working for the government to be voting for the elected officials who were choosing how to spend the money. So they created the federal district for that very purpose, which obviously is ceased to exist as Northern Virginia and Maryland contribute lots of people who vote for their own pay raises. But yeah, the district's failing to do their job. And quite honestly, I believe the federal government should just eliminate home rule and take back control of the district and put U.S. Marshals in charge of protecting the monuments and protecting various things. The National Park Service isn't designed to do that. They're designed to, go out and help Smokey the Bear and stuff. They're not designed to sit there and defend ground. The U.S. Marshal Service is a real law enforcement agency that can do more than fly on planes in the hope of catching people who are trying to hijack planes. They can actually perform the function that they were originally intended to do, which is protect federal lands, and and they need to be reinvigorated in that regard. Yeah, John Bolton is with his book has essentially taken a guy who conservatives were willing to erect a statue to in the past, but he's essentially with his book has pulled down his own statue, and the statue is going to crash on him. He's proven himself to be a venal little man, and it's a disappointment. But I've never seen anybody pull down their own statue before. But Bolton is breaking new ground.